When I get that feeling, I want spiritual healing. Alright guys, so wherever you are on the planet as a targeted individual, I'm not sure how you're feeling today, but I'm surprised I'm even outside because I was shaking so bad in my bed last night. Felt like fucking Billy Connolly or somebody, or Michael J. Fox, but that's not very funny. But I looked up to the sky last night and there was about fucking 10 drones right around my apartment. Again, those who have the eyes to see, but I also can feel it. So again, they're putting poisons into the air, into the apartments where we're living. They're above places like Costco. And again, the government's killing people, which we've known since the beginning of time. Again, it's that narcissistic, sadist energy. But again, everybody's just playing dumb and playing blind to it when it's very much happening. So I'm going to keep making the videos. Again, they're putting stuff in our lotions and our food. But this very much, again, I'm going to put up the psychological warfare game that I've been in since I was a kid. And to put up a couple of Dr. Virtual's frequencies again today for targeted individuals. Again, they're making you have tremors. They're making you shake. They're doing voice to skull on your throat. And I can't really explain everything else right now, but again, cancers into your body, leukemia, what have you, every disease known to mankind. It led me to right now thinking back that in about 15 days, I'm going to be 6 years sober. And that's when I noticed all of this stuff, right? Because I was sober. I was consciously aware of my surroundings. Again, I do look for spiritual animals. Like yesterday, I saw a coyote, and it very much warned me of the trickster energy. The guy that was very much walking with me reminded me that he was a trickster. So again, I couldn't bring out my phone right away to look in front of him, but I got home and it allowed me to know, oh wow, that was a trickster energy, the guy that was walking with me, whom apparently I think I know, but he's not letting on that I even know him. So it's really fucking even more weird, which leads me to believe it's more predatorial and more trickster energy. Anyway, and one more thing, when you're sober, when I first got sober, I was never a big weed smoker. I was Lenny Two Tokes, that was my name back in the day, so I never really liked weed. But when I got sober, I started chasing near beers, drinking them like an alcoholic. I'd leave parties, fuck my Uber's here because I don't drive, chasing it back. Alcohol abuse, it was non-alcoholic, get the point, it's the same thing. And then I started doing gummies to take away from even getting inside of myself still. So I was doing gummies, like the illegal ones that you can go get delivered to you. And then I started going to the government stores, doing the 10% ones or whatever. My point is that I thought I couldn't handle myself without anything. I'd go watch concerts. I'd end up doing a 10 THC gummy. Now I don't do anything. I'd go and look, and there's no near beers at any of the concerts. So I just want to let you know, when you do decide to give up an addiction, you're still going to keep thinking you need something, but you don't. And right now I'm very happy and very proud of myself that in a couple days, like a week or two, I'll be 6 years sober. And again, I am straight edge now. So I just wanted to put that out there. I hope wherever you are on the planet, you can put down an addiction today and know that when you're a targeted individual and they're performing necromancy on you and making you shut up and doing voice to skull technology and shooting up your whole nervous system, that you are important, and you can always keep going and use your mess as a message for other people that are hurting on the planet. Again, like I mentioned before, if a narcissist ever wants to put down an addiction, or for an empath, a beautiful, bright, shining empath, maybe like yourself, that again, you're around these energies and they're manipulating you, gaslighting you, triangulating you, strangling you, very much like what the government's doing with me with these illegal scalar weapons, shooting up my whole nervous system to the point where I'm still shaking right now. And it's awful. Like, it's just a shaky feeling, but when you come back into yourself and get aligned outside again with Mother Nature in the daytime, you can just be grateful that you made it through another night. And again, that would be like somebody coming down off of an addiction. You can always express gratitude for yourself that you made it through one more night by just being yourself. And know that you're going to get by no matter what you do. But my end message is, I went over the 3 minutes, so I'm just going to keep going. My end message was, again, my nickname was Lenny Two Tokes, so I wasn't much of the weed smoker, but I was a fall down alcoholic for 27 years. And then I had a ridiculous cocaine habit for a while, and had a massive rock bottom and rose up like the phoenix. And a lot of people will always be jealous and envious of you, but you can't let them dim your light, because just maybe you are that bright light, and people in your community that you hung out with before will end up thinking that maybe just it's an energy within the city that's that hate energy, and maybe that person's not really like that, but they were following other people. And maybe by yourself, if you're one, and myself, if we keep just speaking, and again, because they can't take our voice away from us, maybe we can reach one of those people. Because again, in my community, anyone that I've ever talked to or had the pleasure of working with, there was always love with that person at some time. And again, love is the only answer. We always pick love over hate and love over fear. And anyone that I ever did have a beer with at one point, I did have love for that person, right? Whether it was just in a form of a friendship, or we shared a joke together, or we had a little laugh here and there. We can always get back to that again, I think. And if you just try to be yourself every day and know that you're a beautiful, bright being, putting down one addiction at a time. And remember, as an ex-cokehead, I think with cocaine, injecting that into your body, you really do become a monster. And you end up lying more and more to yourself and to everybody else. And in the end, you're really just hurting yourself, but more so you're hurting the ones you love as well. And if we can just choose forgiveness for ourselves and come back to know that we all have that divinity within us. And I hope today, wherever you are on the planet, you can know that about yourself. Again, it's not easy, but you are worth it, because again, we all have that divinity in us, right? So again, when I first quit the booze, again, I did it because I went to jail for 4 hours for drinking the last beer in the house. I'm not going to get into that right now, but it was the last beer I ever drank. It was Budweiser. It was shit. But anyway, it was the last one. I put it down because I never wanted a narcissist to frame me for anything ever again. So I put the booze down, and again, I learned the lesson with narcissists, right? I learned the lesson that we got to be brave, we got to be bold, and we got to say no. And if people still want to keep dominating over top of you, you got to keep being fearless, and you got to say, no way, I'm not letting these people do this to me again. I've been abused for 49 years. And again, I'm going to keep being that voice and an advocate for the voiceless. And again, that's somebody, I know people in my community, friends I used to hang out with that are so beautiful, but they've been in the same situations as me, the narcissism, right? And again, if a narcissist, again, because the narcissists were triangulated, manipulated, and abused by their parents as well. They were. But they can choose today to stop being that bully and being that asshole, because they hate themselves for it. So if you hate yourselves and you keep doing something, why do you keep doing it? Ask yourself that today. Why are you doing that? Why do you feel, you feel like shit, especially the narcissist. And I know I felt like shit being an empath on cocaine, lying to myself every day and feeling like I needed it. But again, when I put it down, it was hard, but I kept drinking forever too, right? So again, one addiction for the other. When I finally chose to put that beer down, that booze, and again, chose the near beer, I was drinking it. Nobody can do that. I'm not recommending it, but I did, because I was still thinking, oh yeah, but I didn't want alcohol. It was just like a saving grace for me. And again, we're all different, right? Everybody is going to be different. That's why they have non-alcoholic beer, right? Because some people like me, it's going to work for you, and for other people, it's not. Again, like the AA program, the NA program, and the CA program, it might work for you and it might not. I went to it in the beginning for AA, and then COVID screwed it all up, and then that was when I went back deep into myself. I didn't need it anymore, so I very much can show people the way now, and that's what I'm here to do. Other people need it. Other people need that meeting. They need to go, and in the beginning I did too. I think I literally did the 90 days. They say the 90 meetings in 90 days. I'm pretty sure I did that. Some days I even went 2-3 times a day. But after, when COVID hit, I didn't need it anymore. But I'm very much that person now that would gladly bring anybody to a meeting or show them the way. And that's what I'm here today to do. And again, I kept filling it with something else. Again, doing the gummies. But I was always Linny Two-Toke, so I wasn't a weed person ever. I've already repeated this, but I'm just saying it again. I tried with the gummies. I never smoked joints, but I tried with the gummies. And even for a while, I tried with those mushroom pills as well. When I went to still hang out with friends that were drinking, I'd do those mushroom pills thinking I needed those as well. And I can honestly say, you don't need anything again The government didn't want us to know that. Narcissists don't want us to know that. They want you to be in fear. We don't have to be in fear. We got the power right within us. So whatever you choose to do today, remember, if you could just put down one addiction at a time, again, 6 years later, I'm straight edge. And again, I was still feeling it. Again, you're always going to put another addiction for another one, whether it's food, whatever it is. But in the end, in the grand scheme of things, if you weren't a weed smoker, and again, there's no right or wrong. You don't judge anybody. I know people that have put down heroin. I know people that have put down crack, and they already were smoking weed. So they'll still smoke weed, and that's great. We don't judge people like that. But again, if I was a big weed smoker, I'd probably still be smoking it. There's no rights or wrongs. But it just, my nickname literally was Linny Two-Tope. So it wasn't for me. I was a fall down drunk. And then I screwed up my life with cocaine. And I honestly got to say, you got to forgive yourself. And again, if you put down one lie out of that backpack, it's going to make you feel better. Instead, you're just going to go buy another 8-ball today. And where are you going to be in 10, 20 years? You're going to end up lying more. You're lying more than a narcissist with the mask, because now you're the bright, beautiful empath, and you're a liar now too. So no one's no better than anybody. We're all the same, and unity's the way to go. And again, I don't like being like the government wanted with dividing everybody with what religion did. So I chose spirituality, and I hope whatever you choose today, whether it's putting down an addiction or just being kind to yourself or somebody else today, I hope you can choose to do that wherever you are on the planet. Namaste.